last tutorial I showed you how to rig your model, but now you need to start weight paint it. So let's just hop in. So here we are over on the PC. What you want to do first is you want to just select your rig and then select your model. Actually no, select your model, then select your rig and Control P and go keep what's that, automatic weights. Okay. Now what this will do is will automatically assign some weights to rig your body. And sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You can have some like really bad bugs, or you can have a pretty decent one, which in this case I think is working pretty well. But I think so some parts of it don't work very well, especially like that. So sometimes you have to fine tune this. So how do you do this? You just go Control Tab, go to Weight Paint mode, and then you can open up this little vertex tab, and you can see all of them over here. Now, what we actually want to do is you want to select these bones and turn off deform. So you can see like this. So we just go to the bone properties and we're going to turn off deform for the pole targets like this and the RK bones like this. Now, the reason we want to do this is because we don't want the body to be affected by these bones at all. Okay, so we might have to just redo this. So select the body, then the rig, and then automatic weights. Because they already had some weight paint assigned to the bones. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start messing around with some of the weight paints. So if I go over here, and then we can start choosing the ones that we want to change. So especially want to change these upper arms. So and we want to turn off symmetry on. So go to the little toolbar, go to symmetry and turn on X mirror, and then I'm going to go to upper arm.L. And that's upper thumb, not upper arm. Upper arm dot L. Okay. And then we can just start painting to see if we can fix some of these problems. So sometimes you don't want to have some parts being affected, or you do want them to be affected. I think in this case we don't want this to be affected as much. So let's go to the chest and paint some more on. So let's go to draw brush. That looks a bit better. It's a bit of a weird model, but yeah, I think that looks better. And then we can kind of just start working through everything, and then also just seeing the weight paint. So like let's go to head. So you can see this actually looks pretty decent. But we want the jaw to work properly, which in this case it doesn't. So we can just go subtract and start painting like this. So that we don't want the upper lip and the sides to be affected like that. And then we just go draw, and then this lower lip. Let's go inside and remove some from the top like that. Cool. If you wanted, you can just like change parts of it just to check that it's all working. Maybe we want a little bit on the sides of the mouth. Just we can shift F to lower the strength like that, and then just to make sure that isn't affecting like other parts of the face. So you can see like that. So it's affecting like the top of the head, which we don't want like that. You can just subtract from parts just to make sure that it isn't doing something weird. And then the head, could probably remove some from the neck. Yep, and then so we can start going through. Let's check on the leg. So you can just drag this pelvis down. So the knees do look a bit weird. So we can go down to the thigh.L here. So maybe what we can do is we can go subtract on this under part. That doesn't look right. Maybe we can go to the calf and add a bit on the knee to add some thickness to it. Probably is a problem with the model, but yeah, you can probably just make like the knee thicker if you're having problems like that. That looks a bit better. But yeah, so you just kind of have to go through and check all the problems that you're having, especially. Okay, that's down to the model in the rig. So let's check the toe. That's probably not good. Just go to toe.L and go to subtract and remove some from back here, and then let's check. That works quite a bit better. Maybe you still have a little bit on this bottom part. It still moves slightly. And I think this is all looking pretty good. So sometimes you can have problems with the pelvis. So sometimes you have to mess around with that. And if you don't have the T-posing character, you'll have quite a few problems, like over here, like underneath the arms. So you have to fix the weight paint over here, because the automatic thing will have problems with it. So you just have to go to like the upper arm.l and then like get rid of some parts down here to make sure that you don't have any problems, and probably has to do with fixing these as well. Cool. Yeah, and that's how you weight paint your low poly characters. Cheers.